Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
We've already got quite a series on our hands, folks, and this is only the first round. Game 6 in the West. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Greg Anthony and Stan Van Gundy. And we've got Allie LaForce reporting from the sideline. You look at the Timberwolves. Up 3-2 at home. They couldn't have put themselves, Greg, in a better position against a very difficult team.
And this, Kevin, is the type of game, if you let it slip away, it is going to haunt you forever. You don't want to go on the road for a Game 7. You've got to take care of business here tonight.
Gobert, the screen. No one near Edwards as he lets it fly. Another miss by Minnesota. Johnson outside. Murray, a screen on McDaniel. Pass to Jokic. Over Gobert. And Jokic gets it to go. The assist by Johnson. Jokic has got the first points on the scoreboard for the Nuggets. Now Randall. Outside Edwards. Shot clock at 6. Back to Randall. The Timberwolves need to get a shot off here. McDaniels. And it's blocked by Johnson. And we have to take another glance at that powerful rejection.
And this is postseason play at its finest. Refusing to give up shots here in the playoffs.
We've played just over a minute here in the first. Here's Murray. Pass to Johnson. Good ball movement here by the Nuggets. Here's Jokic. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
Well, the analytics don't like it, but if the defense is giving it up, I like that shot selection despite the miss.
Now here's Edwards. Over in the corner, McDaniels. Clock at 6. And a miss there on the triple.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Pass to Brown. Murray outside. Here's Jokic. Johnson wide open. He fires. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
McDaniels, a screen on Gordon. Outside Edwards. And Brown pulls it down. The Nuggets leading by 5. And Stan, the head coach, Chris Finch, bringing a culture of accountability to this Timberwolves team.
Yeah, Chris Finch challenges every player, Kevin, top to bottom. No sugarcoating Coach Finch's message, but at the same time, getting that buy-in that a coach has to have.
And Randall has got the ball here for Minnesota. Still without a basket in the game, and taken away by Johnson. Murray with it. From 12 feet out, and he hits the jumper for 2.
Well, that's just great awareness there from Murray to take advantage of what the defense was giving him and go to work in the mid-range.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to make some adjustments to the game plan. And first quarter, we're about 3.5 minutes in. And finished off by McDaniel.
Well, you can't sleep on McDaniel's athleticism if you're the defense. At 6'9", he can absolutely hammer it up.
Now here's Gordon. Scoreless thus far. Here's Murray. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Once he gets in deep on the defense, there is no way he's missing a layup like that.
Find the lanes. Find the lanes. No shot.
Premier offense for the Nuggets, but defensively, Stan, there has been some slippage.
Well, they've had to make some tough financial decisions, letting some of their defensive-minded veterans depart in free agency over the years. They got to wonder who will step up, but it often takes young players a little longer at the defensive end.
Now, here's Jokic. Here's Gordon. A chance there to push it to double digits, but it's off the mark. Timberwolves trail by 8. Gobert with a screen on Murray. Gobert can't throw down the putback. Here's the Nuggets now with the ball. They've outscored them 10 points to 2 during this run. And then Gordon with the dunk.
Well, when Gordon's team makes it this easy for him, of course he's going to throw it down hard.
Now we'll hear from Allie LaForce, and she's got a story for us. An update. Allie?
Well, I had a chance to catch up with head coach Chris Finch. I asked him about Nikola Jokic and what makes him such a difficult matchup for defenses, and he said his versatility. He's a capable scorer and a fantastic passer. We have to be wary of his scoring and distribution with him, and that's not easy. Let's see how things unfold in this one. Guys, back over to you.
Thank you once again, Allie. And so here's Denver after the basket by Minnesota. 5 on the clock. Deep 2 from Murray. You can't get that one. Gobert with the defensive effort. And so it's Randall bringing it up now for Minnesota. Trailing here by 8. They look to start a new streak after losing on Monday.
And defensively in that one, they needed to come up with big stops to quiet that crowd. And that's obviously easier said than done.
Well, on the road, your defense needs to withstand runs from the other side, and that wasn't the case for them.
A free throw drops for Gobert. So Coach Van Gundy, after 4 Defensive Player of the Year awards, his last coming in 2024, do you think Rudy Gobert has a chance at another?
Well, look, Kevin, I think Rudy continues to play at just as high a level defensively. But now as the game has changed, I think we're starting to reward guys with those awards who can not only protect the rim and make it tough on teams, but can go out on the perimeter and guard multiple positions. So I think it'll be tough for him to get a fit.
Free throw, good. Jokic. Stan, you know, you think about the release point on Jokic's outside shot. It is tough to get to.
Yeah, Kevin, it certainly is. And the problem is if you start to come out of your stance to try to get to that shot, Jokic will just pull the ball down and beat you on the drive.
And Jokic drops them both. Greg, we see a lot of change in the NBA, but Nikola Jokic always seems to stay in the MVP conversation.
And not just in it, at the top of it. His ability to affect the game is basically unmatched. He dominates in just about every single aspect.
Now here's Murray. He's got 5 from deep. And rebounded by McDaniels.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Count that bucket.
And how about the touch there inside? And that's where Randall likes to get the ball, and you can see why.
Jokic with his screen on DiVincenzo. Out of bounds. Minnesota takes possession. Pass to Edwards. Six on the shot clock. And Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Brown. Johnson outside for the 3. Hits it from three-point range.
Timeout.
Johnson's got a couple of threes now in the first for Denver.
Well, that's a breakdown defensively. Can't afford to give him those kind of looks.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach is going to talk some things over with the team. Might be seeing something to adjust. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Naz Reid, he's checked in for Randall. And it's Dosunmu in for Dante DiVincenzo. And then for Denver, Peyton Watson, he's checked in for Gordon. And it's Bruce Brown in for Jamal Murray. Timberwolves trail by 8. Here's Dosunmu. Reed the pass to Gobert. Jokic with the steal. And the shot goes in from Rudy Gobert.
Too much Rudy Gobert. Can take a lot of contact down low.
Johnson surveying the floor. From the arc. And it's Jokic missing.
Finding space on the perimeter, but he couldn't capitalize.
Edwards passes to Reed, and Reed throws it down.
Well, that's what Reed brings to the table. He's got an impressive combination of strength and mobility.
Watson the screen. Johnson against McDaniel. Johnson with the bounce pass. Clock at 4. Gobert against Jokic. Got it off in time and beat the shot clock, but it's no good. Pass to Gobert. And here is Dosunmu. And here's Edwards from the arc. And Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Now here's Brown. Nothing on the board. Jokic passes to Brown. And good depth for the Timberwolves. It can be challenging sometimes, Stan, choosing who plays and who sits.
Well, Kevin, that's the kind of problem you want as a coach. But they've traded away a lot of draft capital to assemble this roster. Now it's about paying them to keep them together.
Shooting 2.
And he can't get the first one. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Anderson, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Clark comes in for McDaniels. And Bones Highland subbed in for Edwards. And then for Denver, Valanciunas is checked in for Jokic. Hardaway comes in for Christian Brown. And Tyus Jones subbed in for Johnson. And he's good on the second. And we saw last season the Nuggets, GA, in the final week of the regular season, making a coaching change and a shift in their front office.
a pretty rare situation. Seems like there'd been a power struggle, and rather than choosing sides, the decision was to just make a fresh start.
Now here's Brown. Outside, Jones. Valanciunas sets a screen for Jones. Off target from three-point range. Timberwolves trail by 5. Dosunmu, the pass to Highland. Clark outside. Pass to Reed. Now Highland. He's covered by Brown. Highland passes to Reed. And it's Denver with the rebound.
Well, I know he can finish at the rim, but the defense did just enough to force the miss.
Jones kicks to Brown. From the wing, Reed with the rebound. And so it's Highland with it. He brings it up for Minnesota. It's a 5-point game. 1:22 left in the first. Reed with a screen for Highland. Cans it from downtown.
And that pick takes the D totally out of the equation.
Yeah, you've got to lock and trail hard. You can't allow him to clean look from him.
Now here's Jones. Still scoreless. At the elbow with Valanciunas. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
I mean, once Valanciunas gets it inside, we know what happens next. The big man is just doing his thing.
Anderson a screen on Jones. Highland's shot is good.
That's how they like to see him operate. Big part of their attack.
At the elbow, it's Valanciunas. Pass to Hardaway. Reed with the block.
Well, Reed really gets after it on defense. He's a big man that loves coming up with blocks.
And the Timberwolves making a change here. Randall's checked in, and Denver with a change here too. Murray's checked in for Tyus Jones. We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter. Shot clock at 5. They get the rebound. Wide open look here for Murray. Connects from three-point range. Murray's got 8 points.
Well, you got to love that play. Murray gets to his spot, and the pass is right there.
To the inside. It's stolen by Watson. Puts up a deep 3. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And we've reached the end of the first quarter. Denver on top. They lead by 4. And we'll get it going after this from the Target Center. And we're back. Good to have you with us for 2K Sports coverage of Game 6. And the Nuggets, guys, what jumps out to you numbers-wise?
Well, credit their anticipation skills on the defensive end. They forced a number of turnovers.
Yeah, turning defense into offense, getting out in the open floor. This is exactly what they wanted.
And here's Valanciunas. Outside Hardaway. Over Dosunmu. They get it back outside for Murray. Knocks down the 3 ball. He's got 11.
Well, Murray's a 3-level scorer, but arguably does his finest work from that level.
Pass to Dosunmu. Here's Reed, guarded by Valanciunas. 5 to shoot. Reed the pass to Randall. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Now Murray. Back to Brown. Valanciunas with a screen on Highland. Brown finds Valanciunas. We're about a minute and a half into the second quarter now. Pass to Reed. Outside for Randall. No good on the triple.
Well, the defense got lucky there. More often than not, he's making that shot.
Murray surveying the D. And Greg, you were a point guard. How has that position evolved over the years?
Well, if you think of how much more of the court that has to be covered and the style, you have to score more now to play the position. I think shooting becomes incredibly important. And then defensively, with all the switching, you got to be able to hold up against size and play all over the floor.
Here's Murray following the three by Minnesota. Valanciunas dishes to Hardaway. And he can't answer back. The three-pointer offline. Up top, Randall. He's covered by Watson. Highland passes to Dosunmu. Down low. And then Reed slams it in.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space. Here's Hardaway. Still yet to score. Pass to Watson. Murray outside. Now here's Valanciunas. Back to Murray. Just 5 on the clock. And he hits it just before the shot clock expires. Murray's got 15 points.
Yeah, exceptional focus from Murray offensively tonight.
Pass to Reed. Jacks up a three. And the Timberwolves hit again from deep.
Well, those go down for him in his sleep.
So David Adelman's decided to call a timeout here. He's going to have a discussion on the sideline. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Shannon's checked in, and Anthony Edwards subbed in for Highland. And Denver with a change here, too. Jokic is checked in. Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Right now, let's take a moment here to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
Well, the Timberwolves coach, Chris Finch, said, "We're a team based on movement, cutting, and fluidity. That burden also falls on Anthony Edwards to move and accommodate his teammates. For his part, Ant said his focus is being what the team needs me to be, a leader by example, and showing them that I'm coachable." Guys?
All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Here's Dosunmu. After the Nuggets pick up 2. Reed with a screen on Murray. Dosunmu. And they're unable to get the tying basket there. The Nuggets leading by 3. Hardaway kicks to Watson. Now Murray. He's got 15. Pass to Jokic. Latrey. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Jokic has got 7 points.
Confident stroke from Jokic. Shot ready on the catch.
And never Greg an all-star, but he is a star. Jamal Murray can flat out play.
And he's had his hurdles to overcome with injury over the years, but he's never one to shrink from a challenge, and he remains a prolific shot creator.
Here's Shannon. No scoring in this one. And, Coach, one thing that David Adelman stressed was getting this Nuggets team in much better shape.
Yeah, it seems like they wore down in the playoffs last season. So improved conditioning and more depth potentially could help them hold up better down the stretch.
He's off on the first. And, Greg, when you're dealing with this Timberwolves team fairly deep with size up front,
that can wear you down over the course of a game, and especially in a playoff series, a real strength of this team.
Looking at who's out there now for the Timberwolves. Gobert, he's checked in for Reed. And it's McDaniels in for Dosunmu. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Denver Nuggets. Pass to Jokic. Was shot missing. Gobert with the defensive effort. Here's Shannon. The Timberwolves again can't hit. Johnson outside. To the paint. Jokic kicks to Watson. Jokic on top. 7 points in the game. Back to Watson. Misses the three. Timberwolves trail by 5. Randall outside. Over in the corner, McDaniels. Pass to Shannon. Now Randall. Here's Shannon. Here's Edwards. Edwards, he is a bruiser.
Well, Edwards is such a strong player. Skilled at absorbing contact and still finishing.
Murray against Edwards. Jokic with it. Pass to Murray. There's the triple. Rebound, Minnesota. Gobert's got 6 rebounds here tonight. McDaniels on the wing. And here's Gobert. He's covered by Watson. Count it. And the Nugget lead has been cut to just 1 point on the basket from Gobert.
Well, it's exactly what Gobert wants offensively. He wants to attack at the closest range possible.
Back to Murray. And you assemble an all-swagger team. Jamal Murray, Stan, is on that roster.
Well, you're right, Kevin. And look, where players really gain their confidence, their swagger, if you will, in this league is when you play your best on the biggest stages in the playoffs. Jamal Murray has certainly done that. And he has earned his swagger.
Free throw good, Murray. So Anthony Edwards, the Timberwolves franchise player. GA, how good do you think he can be?
Well, some were ready to anoint him the new face of the league. But if they're to win the franchise's first title, there's another level he's got to reach.
Gordon's checked in for Peyton Watson. And so Murray nails both of them.
You really don't even have to watch him at the line. Just listen for the net.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. He's going to take a minute here to get things straightened out.
And as fans and broadcasters, we're not permitted to hear the specifics in these huddles.
Well, as a coach, you want to cover just 1 or 2 major points. That way guys can absorb it and go out and execute.
Denver making a switch here. Brown's checked in. McDaniels outside. Reed finds McDaniels. Now Edwards. 4 on the shot clock. Over Brown. The shot is good, and the Nugget lead is cut to just 1 on the basket from Edwards.
Man, Edwards gets great lift off the floor when shooting that jumper.
Johnson, the pass to Jokic. Deflects the pass. It's stolen by Gobert. And finished off by Gobert.
Gotta take care of the ball. They'll punish you if you're that careless.
That's right, and that's severe punishment right there.
Well, as a coach, turnovers will drive you nuts, but sometimes that happens when you're aggressive. So there's a balance.
Here's Jokic. Jokic rising up.
Well, it's not what he's known for, but Jokic can throw it down when the chance presents itself.
Brown against Edwards. Puts up a 3. It's hauled in by Gordon. Denver's gone 2 for 5 from three-point land since the end of the first. At the elbow, Jokic. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
Well, Jokic very strong and very crafty, absorbing the contact.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Denver.
Well, the coaching staff's game plan is very clear. Move the ball on the perimeter and shoot the shots with no hesitation.
And one more thing they've done well tonight. They've attacked the rim viciously and have gotten a lot of points by just going at the defender.
The first one falls.
Well, you know, a great thing about Jokic is the cohesion he brings to the team. His ball movement and teamwork are contagious.
And Jokic drops them both.
Well, you have to appreciate a big man who can step up to the line and knock it down with confidence.
Outside Edwards. And there's the whistle. 3-second violation. Denver leading by 3. Brown outside. Here's Jokic. Doesn't go for him. Gobert with the defensive effort. McDaniels with the ball. And it's Gordon picking him up. Pass to Reed. Fades and shoots. And it's Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got rebound number 8 now on the night. Johnson in the corner. And that'll be Denver as it goes out of bounds. Nuggets retain possession.
Great energy on the deflection and a good job disrupting their offense.
Yeah, there's nothing easy on offense. Coaches love seeing that kind of hustle on the defensive end.
Now here's Brown. Brown the pass to Jokic. Nice move. Gobert knocks it away.
And when Gobert is playing with this kind of aggression on that end, there aren't many better at defending.
Pass to Reed. Traps in the tray. Reed's got 13.
Yet another 3. Once we hit the second quarter, it just seems as if those threes just started to fall like raindrops.
Now here's Gordon. Here's Johnson. Oh, and the jam by Johnson.
And some hang time on the rim. Puts a little cherry on the top of that slam.
Well, those kind of displays of strength can get one team rolling. Even Gemzo with it. He's covered by Brown. Outside, Reed. Takes it inside. It's hauled in by Gordon. Denver in the lead. On the wing, Brown. Defended by DiVincenzo. Pass to Gordon. Johnson against McDaniel. Jokic a screen. 3 on the clock. Here's Johnson. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got 9 rebounds in the game. Getting it done. Edwards holding off the D and converts.
Edwards plays with such ferocity.
And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. Jokic with a screen on McDaniel. Johnson kicks to Jokic. That's in there. Johnson with the assist. Johnson's got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight.
Yeah, he's in such a great rhythm right now. Makes sense to get him the ball any way you can.
Yeah, when you have a guy playing like he has been recently, he's got to be the first option on every possession.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
What a performance by Jamal Murray. He has been the story for Denver. He finishes with 9 points in the quarter. The D is having all sorts of problems with him. And we've got more on 2K Sports coming your way after this break.
Greetings, one and all. The postseason drama we love, and no disappointment here as it's a close game so far for the Denver Nuggets.
Their approach has been pretty straightforward. Attack, draw fouls, and you could see their enthusiasm. They're pumped up there, Ernie.
Yeah, playing with a high level of activity here. Let's see if they can maintain that, though. Seeing how things are shaking down for the Timberwolves. Guys, a chance for them to close out the series.
Yep, that's right, Ernie. But these games are tough. I mean, those other guys, they're fighting for their lives out there.
Yeah, so you got to get on them early. Come out strong and dominate like I always did. Don't give them the slightest hope.
Well, I, for one, am hoping for a good game. Don't take the hope away from me, Shaq. And that's a halftime wrap. Let's get back to the second half with the call by Kevin Harlan and the crew.
NBA playoffs, round 1. Thanks for joining us as we get back to the action on the court. It's been one outstanding game from Jamal Murray.
With so much on the line tonight, you have to be impressed with the way he came out and set the tone with his aggression.
Well, the lights are bright in this matchup, and he's had no problem playing up to the moment.
Denver's gotten the three-point bug tonight. They've taken 15 shots outside the arc. 6 of 15. Outside Gordon. Murray for 3. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. Gobert's got double-digit rebounds now in the game. DiVincenzo passes to Edwards. Now Randall. Over Jokic. And it comes off the front of the rim. Denver with the ball. They lead by 1. Pass to Murray. Back to Brown. Trying to find Jokic. Gets it to him. Over Gobert. Gobert with the block. McDaniels against Johnson. McDaniels outside. Randall outside. For the lead, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D.
Sometimes the action speeds up on you a little too much. Two teammates not on the same wavelength there.
It's a close game here in Minnesota. Murray outside. And Jokic wide open. He shoots. No good on the 3.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
And a 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, Rudy Gobert is improving his perimeter defense as well, Greg. It's helped his overall game.
Yeah, teams will look to pull him outside and test his lateral quickness. But I tell you, he holds up better than you think, and we know his presence at the rim.
Here's Johnson. Anthony Edwards making his last shot. The Nuggets with another miss.
That is fantastic defense on one of the best three-point shooters in the league. Didn't give him an inch of room. Oh, an aggressive move and fantastic finish.
Trying to send a message with that slam, I think. Now here's Murray. 17 points in the game. Pass to Brown. Off target with his three. Timberwolves leading by 3. Here's Randall. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Jokic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Back to Murray. The Nuggets with another miss.
Just tremendous defense right there. Applying the pressure.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And Randall's never been one to back down from physical play inside. And he's not going to start now.
The Timberwolves shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Shooting 2.
That free throw good from Randall. Both free throws good from Randall. The Nuggets trail by 5. Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Let's check in now with our Allie LaForce, who's got a story for us. Allie?
Thanks a lot, guys. Cameron Johnson stays even. He said, I just try to come in and do my job every game, no matter what that looks like. And as somebody who shoots a lot of threes, some days can be better than others. So you just ride the waves while you can and focus on that next play. The next shot and your results, they'll be the results. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, Allie. At the top of the key, Gordon. The Nuggets moving the ball around, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up.
Well, what else can you do against Jokic but get as physical as possible defensively?
The Nuggets have shot the ball well from the free throw line, 8 of 9. And he knocks down the first one. So he gets them both. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Randall outside. Outside, Edwards. That three off the mark. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. Their defense has only allowed 6 points in the second half.
Oh, and how about squeezing the orange as tight as he could there before the stuff?
Yeah, no way he's going to lose that thing on the way up. And so it's Minnesota with it. The Nuggets getting the bucket. Edwards kicks to McDaniels. Launches a three. Sinks the triple. McDaniels got his second bucket tonight.
And when McDaniels is hitting this, look out, because it opens up everything else for him offensively.
McDaniels against Johnson. Jokic with the screen on McDaniels. Just 5 to shoot. Jokic, no good. Timberwolves leading by 4. Pass to Randall. Edwards kicks to DiVincenzo. There's the three. Offensive rebound. And there's Gobert putting it right back in.
And Gobert showing how much he wanted that basket.
Now Brown. Now here's Jokic. Murray outside. Good, and the assist goes to Jokic. Murray's got 20.
And it seems as if someone got their signals crossed. If he can wind up that open from three-point range, I'm sure that was not a part of the game plan.
Good on the bucket. And the Timberwolves lead by 5.
Well, I'd say any play with Edwards on the finishing end has a good chance of succeeding.
Jokic sets the screen for Brown. Jokic, no good.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
Pass to Edwards. Edwards just makes it look simple inside.
Well, when Edwards gets this hot, all an opponent can hope to do is limit the damage.
Back to Brown. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Great pass to hit him in stride. Love to see teammates in sync with each other.
Gobert the pass to Randall. Brown against Edwards. Tries it from 9. Edwards with another miss. The Nuggets trail by 5. Lob pass to Gordon. He gets stolen by Randall. Outside Edwards. Fires from deep. Johnson with the rebound. Denver's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Murray, good.
Well, every defense gives extra attention to Murray, but they still have trouble keeping him under control.
And timeout called by Chris Finch. Coach needs a moment to talk things over. Ayo Dosunmu is checked in for Dante DiVincenzo. Watson, he's checked in for Denver. Denver on D. McDaniels kicks to Randall. Sinks the three-pointer. Randall's got 9 points.
And you don't see that kind of quickness from your bigs very often. Randall with great hands there.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. Gobert with the defensive effort.
And there hasn't been anything easy for him in this period.
Well, the offense has to look for ways to get him easier shots, better selections. You have to be set up for success.
And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. Great opportunity for a three-point play. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Minnesota?
Well, they've shown just outstanding effort defensively, and it's resulted in several forced turnovers.
And they've also shown great effort defensively tonight. They closed out on shooters and really got their hands up on multiple shots.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Brown, he's checked in for Johnson. Hardaway is subbed in for Christian Brown. Greg, Anthony Edwards is full of confidence, and it's beautiful to watch.
And rightfully so. Ant can do it all on the floor. As complete of a wing as you'll find in our league.
Well, in a league of huge guys, Jokic's size stands out. He is a problem.
Edwards looking it over. Over in the corner, McDaniels. That's in, coming off the assist from Edwards. Edwards got 3 assists in the game. And so it's Murray who brings the ball up for the Nuggets. Trailing by 10. Pass to Jokic. Jokic with his screen on it. Hardaway passes to Jokic. Gobert with the block. And so the ball out of bounds. Gobert touched it last. And we got to take a second look to admire that outstanding block.
And that block was something. It's the playoffs, and every possession and defensive stop matters.
Joe Ingles, he's checked in for Minnesota. Bones Highland comes in for McDaniels. And Denver also making a switch. Pickett's checked in. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Shot on the wing. A rebound by the Timberwolves. Outside Edwards. Inside, Jokic with the steal. And here comes the break. "13 feet away." Gobert with the block. Outside Edwards. Over to the left wing. Gobert with a screen for Highland. 11 feet away. Gobert down low. He's against Jokic. And the basket by Gobert.
Nothing but buckets for Gobert tonight. The big man putting his mark on this game.
Outside Hardaway. Drains the three-pointer. Hardaway has got it back down to within single digits for Denver.
Now that's a high percentage look when the D doesn't fight over the screen.
Yeah, it's certainly worth it to disrupt the offense. Coaches notice that extra effort.
Here's Highland. He has 6. Here's Dosunmu. Shoots it up. Got it. And he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
Feeling it. No doubt about it. He's definitely feeling it right now. Shooting a terrific percentage from the field.
Now, here's Jokic. He's got 20, and they call an illegal screen here.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
Yeah, and that's maybe something that should be called more. We see a lot of moving screens in today's NBA.
Here's what Minnesota's going with right now. Reed comes in for Joe Ingles, and it's Clark in for Edwards. Dosunmu, shot's good.
I love that they're continuing to attack despite being up big.
Yeah, they're being absolutely relentless, building this lead in every way possible.
Now here's Hardaway. And again, Denver with the triple.
Corner jumper right in Hardaway's wheelhouse.
Highland against Jones. Gobert with the screen on Jones. Highland passes to Gobert. Gets number 9 to fall. He's only taken 10 shots.
Ever since halftime, they've played precision basketball on the offensive end.
Well, the coaching staff made some adjustments for the second half, and they've come out with focus and execution.
Watson for 3. Minnesota with the rebound. 29 seconds left in the third quarter. Clark outside. Offline with his 3. The Nuggets trail by 12. Outside Hardaway. It's Jones on the wing. That drops and it comes off the assist from Hardaway.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And so it's the Minnesota Timberwolves going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their shooting has been the big key. Their percentage from the field so far has been terrific. We come back right after this. Here now a chance to show you our assist of the game.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard, putting the pass right on the money.
Well, his height gives him the ability to see the floor, and he makes a quick decision and a great pass.
And we're happy to have you back for more playoff basketball here in round 1. Now, here's Reed. Randall passes to Dosunmu. Reed with a screen on Hardaway. Here's Dosunmu. Clark with a wide-open look. And it's off from three-point range. Down low, here's Watson. And Watson slams it in.
I like the dish from Hardaway Jr., proving once again he's a team-first player.
Timberwolves leading by 8. Randall finds Dosunmu. Highland passes to Reed. Baseline try. And misses it off the right side of the rim. The Nuggets shooting 43% for the game. Pass to Murray. And here's Valanciunas. Now Hardaway. Now here's Watson. He's defended by Randall. Brown inside the line. Reed with the rebound. The Timberwolves shooting at 51%. Really solid. And that one's good by Clark.
And Matador defense, that's one of the easiest shots he is ever going to see.
An unorganized defense like that is not going to help them close this deficit.
Now here's Murray. From the top of the key, he buries it. Murray's got 24 points.
Yeah, just look at how under control Murray is with his jump shot.
To the middle, here's Clark. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. And the Timberwolves lead by 10.
Precise delivery on the pass. Led him perfect.
Watson, the pass to Murray. Here's Valanciunas. Back to Murray. Shoots over Highland. Murray, no good. And so it's Highland with it. He brings it up for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And then Randall slams it in.
You got to have guts and hops to go off a dunk like that. Randall got a lot of both.
And we've got a timeout from David Adelman. There was no hesitating. He wants to talk to the team right now. And some changes here for the Timberwolves. Shannon's checked in, and it's Edwards in for Highland. And a switcher also for Denver. Jokic has checked in for Valanciunas. Right now, let's take a second to catch up with Allie LaForce on the sidelines.
I was able to listen in on what Denver's coach was going over with his team. He said to them, "You guys look defeated out there. Wake up. This game is far from over, but I need you all to believe that. I need you to fight for one another right now."
All right, Allie, we thank you for that. Now here's Randall, following the miss by Jamal Murray. Yes, that goes in. Reeves got the lead up to 14 now for Minnesota.
Not easy inside there for Reeves, but he made something happen.
And it's Murray with the jam.
Now that's what I call a momentum changer.
Yeah, when you've got a point guard with that kind of spring, no lead is safe.
Yeah, he saw the opportunity to finish with some authority, trying to fire his guys up.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
Free throw, good. Jokic. That one is no good. Stan Nasri is a much-beloved player with the Timberwolves, the 2024 Sixth Man of the Year award winner.
Yeah, he is, Kevin. I'm not sure the fans in Minnesota love anyone more than they love Nasri, not even Anthony Edwards. They appreciate his consistency, the effort he brings every night, the energy, and yeah, the charisma on top of all the skill.
Now Hardaway, following the miss by Julius Randle from deep. Here's Watson, and Watson slams it in.
And that's a little lack of fight at the defensive end.
Absolutely. At least on that slam, you're right. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
Yeah, but also credit the offense there. That's making a play when you really need it, and they need more of those.
Now, Jokic, after Anthony Edwards missed from long range. Murray with it. Now defended by Randle. Murray against Randle. The 19-foot shot. Murray, no good. Minnesota leading by 9. Outside Edwards. Pass to Randle. Here's Dosunmu. Another miss by Minnesota.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Hardaway dishes to Murray. Jokic sets the screen for Murray. Up and in on the layup. Murray's got 6 in the quarter.
Yeah, Murray is a very good outside shooter, but I think he's at his best when he gets into the paint.
Randle kicks to Edwards. Can they get it? Randle no good. The Nuggets trail by 7. Murray down low. Defended by Dosunmu. The Timberwolves shooting the pedestrian 36% in the fourth quarter. Their offense not doing their best work of late.
And he is cold-blooded. Drops the dagger. Piles on to what was already a big lead.
And defensively, that kind of effort is just not going to cut it.
Trying to get open is Dosunmu. Shot's good by Shannon. And it's a 12-point Timberwolves lead. To the inside. Here's Hardaway. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Always good to see Hardaway not sitting back and attacking the rim.
Dosunmu with it. Now guarded by Murray. Here's Edwards. Can't cash in on the 10-foot jumper. The Nuggets trail by 10. Hardaway passes to Brown. Murray outside. Inside. Here's Watson. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Watson's got 6 in the quarter.
Well, you might think of Murray as just a scoring point guard, but he's also a great playmaker.
Now, here's Reed. Shannon, no good.
Not quite enough defense. That time around, just lucky he was off.
And Jokic slams it in.
Look at Jokic gutting it out against the defense, really earning that and one chance.
For the Nuggets, Gordon's checked in for Peyton Watson. Johnson comes in for Bruce Brown. And Christian Brown subbed in for Tim Hardaway Jr. Minnesota leading by 5. DiVincenzo, the bounce pass. A nice shot by McDaniel.
Look, you want to put your guys in a position to succeed. McDaniels is more comfortable operating off the catch than he is initiating.
Now here's Gordon. Murray outside. Pulls up, high post, and no good.
Doesn't register as a block, but he did everything you want defending that shot.
Well, you know, sometimes the most pivotal plays don't always go on the stat sheet.
Bucket is good. And now a 10-point Timberwolves lead.
A one-man show offensively, and that's almost always good news for his team.
It's stolen by DiVincenzo. And now Minnesota on the fast break. Here's Randall. And the shot falls short this time. The Nuggets have got a pretty good rhythm going offensively, shooting 8 of 15 for the quarter. Johnson kicks to Gordon. Pass to Brown. For 3, Murray. Rebounded by the Timberwolves. Gobert's got his 18th rebound here tonight, all over the place. Randall outside. Jokic with the rebound. And so it's Jokic with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. Outside, Murray. And here's Jokic. Gobert with the block. And now the fast break. Edwards with the ball. Now McDaniels. Now Edwards. Randall outside. Misses the 3.
And when you can't get anything to fall, it definitely gets in your head.
Yeah, they might want to draw something up here to get him something at the rim or get him to the free throw line. Sometimes that's all it takes to snap a culture.
Gobert there for the rebound. Timberwolves leading by 10. And he gets it to go.
Well, the players will say, mouse in the house. Great job to use his size to expose the smaller defender inside.
Now here's Murray. And here's Jokic. On the wing, Murray. Defended by DiVincenzo. And good that time.
Well, that's what you want. Get him the ball and see if he can close the gap.
Here's DiVincenzo. 1:14 left in the fourth quarter. And stolen by Murray. And pushing it up. Here's Denver. Jokic. Jokic polishing off the break.
Well, he moves like he's in slow motion, but Jokic is lethal in transition.
Gordon against Randall. Now DiVincenzo. Randall down low. He's against Gordon. And the layup is off. Here's Murray. We've got 33 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Now Gordon. No stopping that baby hook on the fly. 6-point game. And so they choose to intentionally foul. And that's an intentional foul.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Good on the first, and that makes it a 7-point lead. And he is unable to get the second one. And so here's Denver. Brown! It's good!
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He hits the first one, and that puts them up by 5. So he gets them both, and it's a 6-point ball game.
And that'll just about do it. Coming through at the line in a big spot.
Denver calls timeout. 12 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What do you think Coach's focus is going to be here?
They need a quick basket here.
Yeah, and if they can get a decent look from 3, that's the shot to take. Not a lot of time to work with.
Here is Gordon. The 3 is off, and they go to the intentional foul.
Shooting 2.
So the first one drops, and that makes it a 7-point lead. Second free throw, no good that time. He really wanted that one. And they're going to move on to the conference semifinals. It took them 6 games to do it, Greg, but they finally asserted themselves and move on to round 2.
And I really think it benefits a team to have a competitive series in round 1. It gets those playoff juices kind of flowing, if you will. Prevents any kind of complacency from setting in.
Well, that'll do it for now. Glad you could join us for the first round of the Western Conference Playoffs. For Greg Anthony, Allie LaForce, and Stan Van Gundy, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight. And now, our player of the game, Rudy Gobert.